when the Emancipation Proclamation was sent forth, and when it finally got to everybody else, the proclamation had been sent. The proclamation was already there. The word had already been spoken. And so now, we got a bunch of slaves. When the Emancipation Proclamation went forth, they still looked like slaves. They still had nappy hair. Still didn't have no good clothes. Still couldn't find a job. Didn't have no form of transportation. Didn't know where their next meal would come from. They still looked like slaves. But because the word had been sent forth, even though they still looked like a slave, they understood that they were free from what they were going through. Even though you still look down, even though you still look defeated, even though you still feel defeated, you got to understand that the word has already been sent and your freedom has already been purchased. So even though you look like a slave, even though you feel like a slave, even though you still got slaves' money, even though you still got a slave-looking house, that don't matter, because the word has been sent forth already. And what God has promised, what God has declared, what God has purposed, what God has ordained, what God has predestined, no man, no man, no man, no man, nobody, 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 nobody can take that away from you. Then what I want you to do, I want you to stand up on your feet, and I want you to shout like you're free. I want you to shout like you done made it. Open your mouth. Yes. Shout. Shout. Freedom. 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 See, I can guarantee you, when the slaves found out they were free, they wasn't given no pretty clap. See, you can tell the folks who done been through something. They done been bound up, shackled up, chained up, bondage taking control of them. But when you're free, you realize you used to couldn't move your leg, but now I can move it. You used to couldn't move your hand, but now I can move it. You used to couldn't wave your body, but now you can move it. You used to couldn't jump for joy, but now you can jump. You used to couldn't dance, but now you can dance. You used to couldn't shout, but now you can shout. I want you to act like you're free tonight and shout, 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 shout. See, 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 see. If you want it, it's in your shout tonight. If you need it, it's in your shout tonight. You've been praying for your kids, praying for your family, praying for your health, praying for your church, praying for your ministry, and you don't know how it's going to work out. But I dare you to lift up a shout in the middle of what you're going through, in the middle of what's happening, in the middle of the devil. Tell the devil, get out, get out, get out. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Hey, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell them, get your shoes. Get up out of here. Get your tie. Get on out of here. Get your vest. Get on out of here. You ain't gotta go back to hell. But the hell that you've been in my life, got to get up out of here. Let's go out. Let me out. Let me out. Shout. 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 Hey. See, I know what it feels like to be bound up and chained up, not knowing how you're gonna make it, but I know how it feels to be free. I know how it feels to be delivered. I know how it feels. Move your hand. Just move it. Just move it. Just move it. Keep on moving it. This prophetic right here. Keep on moving it. That same freedom that you have to move your hand tonight is the same freedom that God is giving you in the midst of your situation. Open up your mouth and say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey! All right.